Assalamu alaikum students, welcome to the next session, that is third session of week 4 video session. Okay, now what is non-verbal communication? This is what we have studied in the last lecture, last session, that is concept and problems of communication and all that. And then non-verbal communication की जब हम बात कर रहे होते हैं तो you know very well it's not the verbal communication. Definitely verbal communication is very important, but when we are talking about non-verbal communication, so non-verbal is important more than verbal communication. This is very important thing, isko bhi hum discuss karte hain. So non-verbal communication, now what is the concept of non-verbal communication? What is basically non-verbal communication? When we are talking about nonverbal, that means communication without words. Nonverbal communication is the process of communication through sending and receiving the wordless messages. So that is about nonverbal communication. So whenever we are talking about nonverbal communication, so there are number of things. आपको idea भी है, हम generally first second lecture के point of view से भी चीजें discuss करते रहे हैं. और you know very well the number of things जो आपकी नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन में इंक्लूड होती हैं एंड मोस्टली पीपल आर वीक इन नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन पीपल आर sometimes people are good in verbal but non-verbally they are not able to communicate properly. So what are the basic you can say components of non-verbal communication? That can be the appearance, just like your gestures and facial expression, postures, and eye contact and paralinguistics. So and body language overall combined form में अगर हम देखें तो so your body language counts a lot. The way you move your body, the way you move your hand, the way you act, the way you give the gestures, the facial expressions and all that, it counts a lot. That is the, you can say, concept of non-verbal communication. Now, what's the concept of one by one? हम इसको देखते हैं. Appearance. Appearance, that means physically. What's the dressing concept? Clothing, hairstyle, choice of colors, and all that. That is basically linked with the appearance. Gestures, your hand movements, winking, nodding, and all that. So this is very important. What will be the gestures of the individual? Facial expressions, smile, frown. That is again the way you give the expressions regarding anything. आप क्या expressions देते हो? Sometimes लोगों के expressions बहुत dull होते हैं. Just like आप अगर body language की बात करें, non-verbal communication की बात करें, तो in acting it's very important. Like उसमें आपके फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन दैट इज ऑल एंड ऑल. अगर आप प्रॉपरली एक्सप्रेस नहीं करते हो विद योर वर्ड्स, आपके एक्शंस जो है वो सपोर्टिव नहीं होते हैं व्हाट एवर यू आर सेइंग. So your actions must be supportive with your communication. So that is like useless. Then whatever you are saying, it's like useless. There is no, you can say, weightage of whatever you are saying. सो अगर आप इफ यू आर एंग्री विद समवन और आप बड़े स्माइली फेस से उसको कहते हो तो दैट मीन्स इट्स लाइक नथिंग. So your facial expressions and your body language counts a lot. Posture, again, very important. The way you stand, the way you sit in front of anyone, leg crossing, sitting positions, arm crossing, and all that. Everything has some specific meaning. So sometimes people are like just they have to cross their arms, or most of the time you people are used to, अब जैसे मैं आपको कहती हूँ आप couplings ऊपर किए होते हैं and all that, so that gives bad gestures or appearance. So this will count a lot. Eye contact, movement of eyes, blinking, and the way you can say contact with someone. So eye contact is very important. So eye contact from your you can say presentation point of view, from your non-verbal communication point of view, it's very important. So next one is paralinguistics, the tone of the voice, pitch, loudness. आपने कहाँ पे आपकी pitch क्या होनी चाहिए? Generally आपकी गर्ल्स के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखा जाए, फीमेल के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, तो आपकी पिच जो है वो श्रिल होती है एज कंपैरेटिव टू मेल. तो उसी तरह आपने लाउडनेस क्या होनी चाहिए, टोन ऑफ द मैसेज क्या होना चाहिए, टोन ऑफ द वॉइस क्या होनी चाहिए, कब किस वक्त एग्रेसिव टोन होनी चाहिए, कब किस वक्त एक्साइटमेंट के साथ यू वांट टू से समथिंग, with your expressions, with your gestures, with your body language, with your eye contact, with your appearance. So everything counts a lot, and that is all about, you can say, non-verbal communication. So non-verbal communication मैंने अभी आपको बताया, non-verbal communication के अंदर it's you can say more important as comparative to verbal communication. Non-verbal communication की हम बात करें, just like facial expression, tone, appearance, eye contact, gesture and posture. So this is very important, you have to know, and we have to basically हमारे जो subject का purpose भी यही था कि we have to improve our non-verbal communication. But at the same time, right now we are you can say improving our how we have to you can say uh, teach and how we have to uh, get the knowledge on offline or distance learning education point of view. So it all depends on the situation. So next one is about very important concept when we are talking about basically major जो concept is lecture के point of view से हमने देखना है when we are talking about your fourth week lecture. तो वो 7 C's है because communication के point of view से तो types of communication के barriers ये तो एक you can say पिछले वाले एक दो lectures की summary थी. Basic जो आपका concept है fourth lecture के point of view से वो है आपका 7 C's of fourth week के point of view से 7 C's of communication. Now what's the concept of 7 C's of communication and why it is important? Whenever we are talking about communication, so communication without 7 C's, that is not complete, that is incomplete. So what are the 7 C's of communication? Like completeness, conciseness, concentration, concreteness, clarity, courtesy, and correctness. These are the 7 C's of communication, and it's very important for you can say effective and good communication. Your message has to be consistent, your message has to be concise, coherent, creative if you want to, that is additional, complete and clear and correct from each and every perspective. Then your message, you can say, that can be the, you can say, properly you are communicating your message and you are following the you can say content of the message, or you can say you are fulfilling the properties of the communication. That can be the 7 C's of communication. That is very important. Being you can say 8th semester student, mashallah, you know very well it's very important. Now 7 communication principles, again इनको हम principles भी कहते हैं, इनको हम 7 C's भी कहते हैं, इनको हम qualities भी कहते हैं, इनको हम properties भी कहते हैं. So it's again to compose effective message, you need to apply certain specific communication principles, right? They tie closely with the basic concepts of the communication process and are important for both written and oral communication, called 7 C's, right? So it's again linked with the process of communication, and both it's very important both for oral and written. That means verbal or non-verbal दोनों में आपने इन सारे messages का you have to be careful, very much careful. That means you have to consider the next person, whatever the next person is saying. Complete message should be complete from verbal and non-verbal context point of view. Concise, whatever you are saying, message should be concise, to the point. Concrete, it must be solid, concrete. That means whatever you are saying, in one point you have to clear your purpose, mission, objective, and of the message. Courtesy, be courteous, whatever you are saying. And when you are saying, your tone must be courteous, and the way you are saying, your posture and body language, that has to be in a courteous way. So correctness, you have to be correct from each and every perspective, like from your spelling point of view, from your, you can say, language point of view, from your, you can say, sentences point of view, from punctuations point of view. At the same time, from time point of view, know what and when and where you have to say something, and from your body language in a correct way. Whatever you are saying, your body language has to support your actions, sorry, your words. So your actions must support your word. And clarity, you have to be clear from each and every perspective point of view. So this one is about 7 C's of communication. एक brief overview था हमारा. Next जो है वो हम next slide के point of view से इसको briefly go through it in the next clip. Thank you, students.